This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to ungoddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women. Seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on the BrokenInfinite.com, which doesn't exist anymore. Fuck! It's gonna be one of those. I'm already in a bad mood thanks to something we'll get to in a few seconds here. Let me try that again. Presented by RVT Entertainment on Spotify, YouTube, Podomatic.com, wherever else we find this fine night recording and on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. We talk about professional wrestling both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name's Matty J, that is TWK.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm TWK of TWK Reviews. It's time to review some wrestling.
And we shall, but not before introducing our third man in our third chair, the one and only Shintigercurl.
Oh shit, it's dim sum time, and what the fuck was this week?
Both in the good and the bad. Jesus. Okay. So, a lot of news, a lot of hype, a lot of good shit to get to. And yes, even WWE is partaking in some of that good shit. Not the Vince McMahon good shit, but the actual wrestling good shit. And we'll get to that. Money at the Bank, Slammiversary, we'll cover that. I did watch Impact, or enough of Impact last night, boys, to catch up, and we will discuss that little development. But, and of course, our winners and losers, as per our usual. But, I gotta get this out of my system. Because this week was doing fine, man. I don't know if you noticed, but this was a good week for professional wrestling. Hell, even Monday Night Raw was off with a good start with John Cena warming up the crowd and actually cheering John Cena, which, goddamn, 2 nights of that in a row, that'll call out the TVA for a few dozen fans that should have booed. But you know, Monday Night Raw, we've been shitting on it for a while. I don't know how else to make the comparison here, but they had a good show. And Jeff Hardy, he got his music back. He got his No More Words back. Everyone's happy.
The time is coming, gone for words, 1,000 threats I've heard before.
And that should have been the highlight for him. That should have been enough that I'd say, you know what, cool. All right, who am I putting over in this case? No, he went over. The NXT Heavyweight Champion, undefeated until then, lost in 2 minutes in a roll-up on his Monday Night Raw debut. I should be screaming this. Let me repeat that. Because I got to repeat that. And not before I say thank you very much to Pugsley for resubscribing at the 1 tier. Been sub for 8 months, y'all. Thank you very, very, very much. NXT Champion Karrion Kross lost in 2 minutes to Jeff fucking Hardy in his Monday Night Raw debut. And V1 say, well, I don't know what the big deal is. That everyone loses on Raw. And he doesn't get it. NXT Champion. The thing that you've been trying to beat AEW with, and now that they've lost, we're gonna shit on? You are literally poisoning the well that made you a relevant wrestling company again. And then, look, I get it. Karrion Kross, probably not going to be a needle mover. But I feel like I'm repeating things, and you know.
All right, to put
Dave
simply,
LaGreca had a better rant than I did in this case, but fuck.
All right, to put it very simply, at this point, NXT truly is no longer the true third brand. They are definitely just a developmental territory. They have definitely moved down on the bottom rung of the ladder there. And the thing is, can you definitely tell us, because would you ever job out Bobby Lashley in 2 minutes? Would you ever job out Roman Reigns in 2 minutes?
Fuck no.
So why would you do that to someone else who you've been trying for years to convince the fans that NXT is this third brand equal to Raw and SmackDown? But if you treat this champion less than equal to your other world champions, then the people are not going to see the NXT title on anywhere near the same level as the other two world titles.
I've obviously calmed down, and my energy is low when it comes to this now because I'm apathetic. But I was proper Steve Dangle mad. Hairball knows this all too well because Steve Dangle's the man who screams to the rooftop. The Toronto Maple Leafs lost an actual factual National Hockey League game to a Zamboni driver. I'm not doing it verbatim, but you get the idea. I want to scream so goddamn hard. You have no idea.
This reminds me of all the times that NXT champions have ever appeared on the main roster. First example, Kevin Owens makes his main roster debut as NXT champion.
And flat out destroys John Cena with a pop-up powerbomb and steps on his U.S. title. He holds his NXT championship aloft.
No, it's more than that, Matty. He comes out and he introduces himself to John Cena. And John Cena first says, well, let me give you some advice, son. And Kevin Owens says, look here, Cena. I may not have been in the company as long as you have, but I've been doing this for a long time, longer than you. So drop that son shit. He didn't say shit, but you know what he meant.
Yeah, of course.
And that right there establishes that Kevin Owens is not some paper champion. He is not some champion of a developmental territory. He is the champion of an entire brand, and he deserves to be treated with more respect than just as some dumb rookie. He wanted to be treated as a fucking contemporary, if not an equal to John Cena. And Cena did treat him like an equal. And what did they do for his first match on the main roster? He goes over John Cena.
Clean as a whistle on paper fucking view.
Yeah, during perhaps John Cena's best run in the company when he had the United States title. Next, you got Tommaso Ciampa. He was introduced on the main roster, has a tag match with then North American champion Johnny Gargano. There was some weirdness
because technically Gargano and Ciampa were technically blood feuds. They were blood feuding.
Yeah, they're blood feuding, but they still treated them both as legitimate champions. They didn't talk down about them. They gave them a win to show that they were dominant champions. And the last and most prevalent example,
Adam Cole.
Few years ago, half of the roster gets stuck in Saudi Arabia doing one of the Blood Money shows. They were thinking of canceling SmackDown because they literally had half a roster, but Triple H is like, no, my kids
we got this. And the main event is Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan. Coinky dink on this particular day that we're bringing up, obviously, but it's Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan with one of the best television matches we've had in a long time. And by the way, this is just at the beginning of what was the Wednesday Night War, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So
all those other champions, all those NXT champions appeared on the main roster, treated with the utmost respect, given wins over people. And then we got Karrion Kross coming up, one of the three most dominant champions in the entire company, the other two being Walter and Roman Reigns, strips away his music, takes away most of his pyro, takes Scarlett away, fights against jobber Jeff Hardy, loses in a sub 3 minute match.
And by the way, he's not saying jobber Jeff Hardy to be insulting. This is literally, in traditional parlance, you got a guy, a big hoss guy with a championship coming in, as we've described. Typically, you treat your champions with respect, and if he's debuting, he's on God mode.
Yeah.
And Jeff Hardy rolls him up in 2 minutes on his Raw fucking debut.
And it should be noted that I believe Jeff Hardy has not won a match at all this year.
The last match I remember him having was on Main Event against one of Jinder Mahal's goons, who I don't know the name of.
Chat. He's bringing up, was it even worth getting No More's words back? You know what? For Jeff Hardy, yes. And you know what? It got a pop. And in every alternate reality, Jeff Hardy is like, okay, I got my music back. Yay. And then he gets squashed in 2 minutes. No big deal. He's Jeff Hardy. He'll bounce back in a couple of weeks, and then he'll get another pop, and he'll get a win, and he'll get a feud going with someone else.
Yeah. And I've heard all the fucking excuses this week for this. My friend Griff, he said that he heard from a friend who works in WWE that Karrion Kross was being punished.
He wasn't. Actually, from what I read, he took it like a boss, took it like a champ. He's in a good mood. And you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough to him.
According to him, according to his sources, Karrion Kross apparently has an ego problem backstage, and he's like, this was Triple H punishing him. And I told him that's bullshit. And I'll tell you why. 2 reasons why that's bullshit. 1, why would Triple H punish him on Raw?
And 2, he took like, okay, he probably had a question mark on his head, but I'm like, okay, it's a job to do. I'll do it. He would have shoot pinned Jeff Hardy if he would have gone into the business to himself if he wasn't happy with that.
Yeah.
Or unprofessional.
And Jason brings up, it's hard to buy Kross being punished when Kross was outwitting Samoa Joe the next night.
Which, by the way, take away that loss. Yeah, he looks like an absolute madman, but now it just looks like he's desperate.
To be fair,
and by the way, in case you haven't heard, they're taping their next couple of shows.
Actually, guys, this week's episode of NXT, it was taped
as well. Yeah,
and I've heard, and from what I've heard from some sources, their next taping that they did this week, they had to redo it.
Why?
Oh, why?
Hardy.
Yep, they were chanting Hardy, and they had to redo it again, and they had to actually lie to the fans to get them to stick around. They said something big is going to happen. We need you to stick around and keep the Jeff Hardy chance to a minimum. You might see him again. And they had to redo the entire thing. And fans were like, nothing happened after that, and they felt lied to.
NXT had to lie to its fans to get what they wanted.
Let
me repeat that. NXT had to lie to get what they wanted.
Yep.
Folks, they are well and truly fucked. And who do you blame? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I can't even say asshole anymore. And you know what? You know things are bad when Shintigercurl could actually get Karrion Kross's name right.
I told you on Tuesday night that happened. I'm retiring that gimmick.
We have to establish the thing we have to reestablish it just for people who may have missed it on Twitter, by the way. Just as a way. Just to make absolutely sure that the gag is dead. Shin? What's his name?
Karrion Kross.
There you go. Joke's dead.
That hurt to hear that. That hurt so much.
I know. It was so this gag ran from the Impact days.
I know. But my real second point, if this was punishment, why would Triple H purposely destroy Karrion Kross, someone who he has put at least a year and a half of work into?
This was one of Triple H's pet projects. Why? Why would he punish Karrion Kross for any reason. No, this is a punishment, all right, but it's not to Karrion Kross. It's a message from Vince McMahon to NXT. You failed at fucking up AEW.
Yeah. And
This is literally a political ploy. If you succeed, I win. If you lose, I punish you.
Yep. And some people just don't get it. It's not the fact that the way he lost, it's the fact that he lost, period. And not only does this destroy everything that makes Karrion Kross special, all that work they put into him, this destroys the title, and this destroys the entire brand of NXT. Because
no, let's not completely. It fucks it up. It doesn't outright destroy it because it's not canceled yet.
No, it's destroyed, Matty. Because here's the thing: Karrion Kross took on 4 of NXT's best, including Adam Cole, arguably the greatest NXT star that brand has ever had. He took on all 4 of them, beat them all. He beat Keith Lee. Mm-hmm. He beat Tommaso Champa. He beat Dominic Dijakovic. He beat Adam Cole. He beat Finn Balor. He beat all these top tier talents. And he goes down in 3 minutes to Jeff Hardy. What does that say about them? What does that say about anyone he's ever faced? That's just saying the message that the best of NXT is less than the worst of the main roster. And that's just depressing.
Well, let's hope that WWE can eventually, one day, hopefully, get their heads out of their asses.
Because they really are. Give me a minute, Shin. I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking it too. Give me a minute to get the thing back. If this could actually cooperate, of course. There we go.
Thank you.
You serious?
At this point, with this decision, they really are cutting off their nose to spite their face.
And you want to know how badly this hurt me to watch? I turned off NXT right as LA Knight and Cameron Grimes were making their entrance. And you guys know how much I've been high on Cameron Grimes and LA Knight's feud over the last couple of weeks.
You didn't miss much, but it was a good advancement, by the way.
I know I've heard the summations. I know what I missed. I just felt like after Monday night, why should I care about anybody on this roster? Why should I invest my time and my energy into liking these people and wanting them to do good when their champion, their unstoppable monster champion, was turned into a joke in under 3 minutes? Why should I care?
That's basically one of the points.
That's where we're at right now.
That's
and
basically
Dave
one of the points
LaGreca from Busted Open went Steve Dangle mad. And I felt that fucking anger.
Yeah, and that's one of the points I made in my NXT video why I stopped watching it on a regular basis, because of how hard it is to get invested when it can be so hard to expect a good future for them. And the whole point of NXT is to get excited for their future on Raw or
This is literally,
SmackDown.
hey, we are producing the stars of tomorrow, and Vince McMahon keeps fucking everything up because it's not his creation. Asshole, they're working for you. You are figuratively signing their paychecks.
What's Vince gonna do when he can't when Roman's not there? What's Vince gonna do when Edge hangs it up? What's he gonna do when Goldberg will eventually be too old to even?
What happens when John Cena and The Rock are too fucking busy? Because one of them is, and the other is saying, "Hey, you guys are back with SummerSlam? Oh, cool, I'm in, but I'm done after that."
Yeah, honestly, without any of them, the WWE is fucked because they have not created any new legitimate stars for the future. They have cut off the future in favor of the past.
Because they know they'll make money regardless of our opinion.
And you know who else I feel real bad for? Keith Lee. He came back in his native state of Texas, loses to Bobby Lashley, and he gets swept aside for Goldberg, who got a bigger pop than he did. That should tell you something, and that makes just to make you sad or depressed or both.
Well, it's not depressing. All our I believe we're about to go to our clip of the week, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to do it because we are going to talk about Goldberg. Is like, yes, we are going to rant on Goldberg, but I'm going to, I'll play devil's advocate when we get to that because at this point I have to. I have to rant on Karrion Kross because that's actual damage. Everything else, I mean, they got to build something up for the big show because at this point, WrestleMania is not WrestleMania anymore, apparently. Anyway.
Did you say, well...
He's on AEW. Stop it. He's on AEW. Stop it. Can't use it anymore. Anyway. Now that this 20-minute... Oh, my God. We went 20 minutes on this shit. Anyway. We got 2 pay-per-views to preview, but before we do anything else, we got to pay our respects to Chris again, tough week on promos, man. Good Lord. Lots of good stuff. But a pop must be recognized. It's not Punk. It's not Danielson. Well, I'll let Maxwell Jacob Freeman break the news.
Mazel tov, Chris. Congratulations. You've passed labor number 1. Although you needed the help from your glorified young boy, Sammy the Simp Guevara. Shut up. But let me make something clear, Chris. If you have anybody come out and help you throughout any more of these labors, our deal's off and you don't get another match against me. But since you love to break the rules so much, Chris, next week I say why have any? Labor number 2 will be a no disqualifications match. And it will be against a man who also doesn't mind breaking a few rules. A man who is the most sadistic, the most twisted, the most criminal human being ever to step foot inside of a squared circle. He once stabbed his opponent in the jugular. He once robbed a bank with no mask on. Ladies and gentlemen, labor number 2, Nick freaking Gage!
Oh, you know I had to play Metallica. You know I had to play Metallica on that. You know I had to.
MDK all fucking day.
And these come promos incoherent and all. And Chris Jericho's going to Painmaker next week. If y'all thought the main event of Dynamite this week was violent.
Ooh, buddy.
You have no goddamn idea.
Oh.
But that put me in a good mood. You want what else put me in a good mood? A weekend of good professional wrestling. Let's get it going. We will get back to MDK. Believe me, we are going to mark the fuck out. That being said, Slammiversary, Impact Wrestling's pop-of-view. They were at Skyway Studios. No posted attendance, but we're assuming about 100, 150 people tops. It was a crowd. To be fair to them. Crowd. Thumbs up. All that good stuff. Nashville, Tennessee. The pre-show was Decay, Havoc and Rosemary, and with Black Taurus. And they took on Fire and Flavor for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. And new Tag Team Champs, Rosemary and Havoc.
This is the only match I didn't see, but I assume it must have been good because of the participants involved. But we did see a rematch of this on Impact this week, which was quite good. So, judging by the match we saw
we're assuming the same level of presented were on both ends. So there you go.
I saw the highlights. What I saw, I liked.
The thumb is up. That's all we could say there. Ultimate X for the Impact X Division Championship opened things up as a Slammiversary would, of course. Josh Alexander, he wound up defending. He won the damn thing. He took on Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Petey Williams, Rohit Raju, and Trey McGill. And why is my hand cramping in a too sweet motion? We'll get to that, I guess. Anyway, this was an Ultimate X match. So yeah, thumbs up.
Indeed. And got to see some nice spots here, including an innovative Canadian Destroyer. We got to see Rohit Raju use a rope, throw it over the cable to try to climb up. And at one point, Josh Alexander had an upside-down ankle lock.
Though there's a picture of the spot on Facebook. Good Lord, watch it. Watch it trying to put that shit together live. It's that picture does not do that spot justice. Let's put it that way. And JC, Ultimate X match made me a fan of Rohit Raju. I cannot blame you.
Everyone is going to be ordering some more samples of the Rohit Raju.
Oh yeah, that's gonna sell like hotcakes.
And Pugsley in the chat says Jericho is going to get wrecked, and they ain't fucking around when they said it's a death match.
No, they're officially calling it a no rules match, but yeah, they're no. That's because they don't want to book two big death match main events in a row. Really, they're trying to be nice. Or at least unique in that sense. But we all know what it is. But we'll get to that, Pugsley. We'll get to that. Let's talk about the pay-per-view first.
I know, but we did bring up the whole Gage thing with the clip and whatnot.
No, we did. Because, it's the structure of the fucking show.
I'll structure your show.
Anyway. Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green, surprise. Not really a surprise, but hey, why not? They got a nice pop for what it was. They defeated Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood in an intergender tag team match. It went 6:05. That was for the pop, mostly.
Yeah.
That it was. It was a nice, sweet, short to the point.
Yeah.
And Chelsea Green hit the Unprettier for the victory. By the way, I did love Chelsea Green's entrance where they had like a custom entrance video made for that night only, because on Impact this week she no longer is going by the hot mess gimmick.
No, this was the hey, remember me pop, and they went the appropriate amount of time, and then in out, everyone's happy, job done. Let's go have a beverage, whichever that beverage is. Next up, W. Morrissey III takes on Eddie Edwards. And defeated Eddie Edwards in 11 minutes even.
All part of the plan.
Yeah, that's a pretty good match. W. Morrissey definitely has improved over the past couple of years.
Yes.
And my favorite part, though, was Eddie Edwards' entrance, where the crowd was singing along to it.
God, doesn't matter how big the crowd is. A crowd makes everything better.
Yep.
Oh, I missed that.
Like, I thought I was the one that loved that theme song, but apparently this crowd did
You
as
are
well.
not alone. You are definitely not alone. No, sir, at all.
And of course, this feud is continuing, as this week on Impact, the two had themselves a parking lot fight.
And W. Morrissey ran away, but then again, it's all part of the plan, of course, right?
It's just step number 133 of my 1,333 step plan to get Daniel Bryan to sign with AEW.
And we've been reliably informed that 2 or 3 of those steps involve arm bars. So there you go. Oh, wait, that's Chris Jericho's plan. Sorry, W.
K. Kaki Dory.
Translation, that means K. Kaku means plan. All right. Finn Juice defeated Madman Fulton and Mahabali Shera in 1:15. So
we have to preface this. So Shera and Fulton came out to the ring, started berating the referee because they were banned from the Ultimate X match because they wanted the Ultimate X match to be a 100% clean-cut match, just may the best man win, no shenanigans, and they were not happy about this, so eventually coming out, they started antagonizing the referee. When Finn Juice's music hit, they came out, they made their return, and they made very short work of Fulton and Shera because, Fulton and Shera, they weren't exactly getting along as a tag team, really.
And also, this was like, I just noticed the time, 1:15. I'm like, Jesus, that was fucking quick. And it was, but I'm like, fuck, I did not know that was that quick.
I thought it was shorter than that, to
Yeah.
be honest.
That's what happens when you get Wish.com, Lance Archer.
God damn it.
Wow.
Yes, I went there.
He did. He totally did. Now, a lot of people were pissed off at that next match, but Chris Saban defeats Moose in 12. I'm like, well, Moose will be fine-ish. It was a good match, to be fair.
And this feud is continuing.
Yeah.
So I assume that by the end of the feud, Moose will have the end victory, possibly.
Moose.
It only makes sense.
Moose. Oh, shit, I can't do it.
What can't you do?
Moose.
I can't do Moose anymore.
Moose.
You can't do Moose anymore?
No, it's just he's got problems with his teeth, remember?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I try to do Moose. I cut my tongue.
I will say they did make Moose look strong, though. It was a nice competitive match. So
but again, the feud is continuing, to be fair. So there is that.
It wasn't completely dropped out. It wasn't like Chris Saban made Moose look like a bitch or anything.
No, they'd be evil if they did that. They'd be Don Callis evil if they did that. Anyway, sorry about that. I had to adjust my mic. I thought you had more than that. Good Brothers! Dangly Gallows and Lieutenant Anderson, they defeated Violent by Design Rich Swann, Willie Mack, and Faba, and No Way, as in No Way Jose, surprise number 2. 4-way tag match for the Impact World title. They have regained their tag team championships. And
I did like the way Fallby introduced him because he came out and said, Impact management wanted me to find a tag team partner. And I told them, no way, Jose.
Different music, and obviously No Way Jose. They're calling him No Way officially, just to skirt the rules, especially with WWE. But No Way on Impact, solid move.
And we got to see both Johnny Bravo and Johnny Swinger as a part of the conga line.
And half that conga line got VD as a result, unfortunately.
No, half that conga line died and then came back to life.
What kind of VD makes you a zombie?
No, they didn't turn into zombies. They just came back to life.
Last time I checked, that's what a zombie is. Somebody who was dead and then comes back to life, right?
That's the textbook definition.
No, they come back. They came back to life, not as zombies, but as they were. They came back. They had VD. It killed them. They went to heaven. Heaven barred them because they had the VD. Sent them back to life.
What,
you
St.
mean
Pierre
the
and
swinger
Wanda
variant
shit?
of VD?
So what, St. Pierre couldn't deal with that shit or something?
Not even Jesus could heal that kind of VD.
Oh,
Jesus, like, I can perform miracles, but
folks,
even that,
we're fucking around when it comes to Johnny Swinger. Okay, they're jokes. They're jokes. It's a joke.
Nevertheless, this was a fun and chaotic match.
Absolutely.
That featured good old Bang Bang Bart himself, Shin.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, he's no longer the tag team champions, but he's still ready to go. For you ladies, do it. Here's Joe During. Give it up for him, ladies.
One did not do it on Thursday, so one is doing it now.
Actually, I took your place and did it on Thursday.
Thank you. Did I send you the button, or did you find the song yourself?
I could just pull up the song on my phone.
Okay, that's pretty much what I did originally. All right, good. Good going, boys.
What's also good is this next match.
Oh, this. I want to give this match of the night. You have no idea. Deonna Purrazzo, she was defending the Impact Knockouts Championship of the World against a mystery opponent who turned out to be Thunder Rosa. And crowd was hyped for it. It only went 10 minutes, 30 seconds, but the crowd in it from minute 1.
And this is probably my second favorite match tonight because these two tore it down for the time they were given. And I legitimately thought that Thunder Rosa was going to win the belt.
She had it done in a couple of opportunities there. I want to see. This should have been 20. Like this.
I did like the ending though. How she hit that really nice looking pile driver.
That was a beauty. That was a beaut. from both ladies, because that's coordination, folks. You fuck that up there, someone's neck is not good. And JC in the chat, Virtuosa for Under Rosa. Dueling chants.
Once again, it's great to have them back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
One thing we have to note before we get to the main event is that during the show there was a vignette, both on this show and during the following Impact, showing the upcoming debut of Drama King Matt.
Yeah, so Matt, who used to be... Fuck, I'm trying to remember the name.
Aiden English.
Thank you, Aiden. It's been too long, folks. Aiden English, he's not only doing commentary for Impact, he'll be doing commentary for New Japan USA.
Oh, he's doing commentary for Impact. He's not going to be a wrestler.
He's doing commentary, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
last time I checked.
Then why is he getting vignettes?
Oh, well, from what I understand, he's doing commentary with Kevin Kelly.
For Impact?
For New Japan. For Resurgence.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, I can get behind that.
So I guess he's wrestling in Impact. Okay, I thought it was both. All right, cool.
Yeah, guys getting like these vignettes of like this art that he keeps on erasing because it's not good enough for the Drama King. He needs it to be perfect.
Okay, so he's wrestling. Okay. So he's wrestling in Impact, but he's doing comms for Resurgence in New Japan. Okay. Glad we got that cleared out. And in the main event of the evening, Kenneth James Omega.
That's Kenneth Jerome Omega.
Thank you. Kenneth Jerome Omega defended the Impact Heavyweight Championship of the World in a no DQ match against Sami Callihan by pinfall. It went 27-45. Kenny retains.
This was a death match.
Yeah. That was it. There was barbed wire. There was blood. There was
And
forks.
prefaced by Don Callis saying that Kenny Omega was tougher than Nick Gage. Sami Callihan decided to test this by pulling out the pizza cutter.
And they bled.
They bled. I didn't mean that shit literally, Sammy. Get that pizza cutter away from Kenny, by God, Omega.
And by the way, Don Callis was on commentary for 95% of the match.
I
The other
muted it
5%,
because I can't. It's for me. It's go away heat now with Don Callis on.
No,
comms.
I love
I'm
his
sorry.
commentary. It was so good. I loved it.
To each his own. For me, it's like I'm sick of heel commentators at that point.
For me, it's classic, especially because you had two babyface commentators essentially, and you had like the one heel guy here.
Mm.
Come on, Matty. You can help out the invisible hand. The invisible hand will give you a little invisible hand if you understand what I'm saying. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Only
And
if
of
I can
course-
tie you up in rope, because God damn it, I need practice in my rope bondage.
Good, I'm all for it. Kenny does that shit to me all the time.
I was
Kinky son of a bitch.
kidding.
The invisible hand doesn't kid.
Also, the 5% where Callis wasn't on commentary, he was interfering in the match.
He was.
We also saw some would-be interference from the Good Brothers, but they were thwarted on their way to the ring by Chris Saban and Eddie Edwards, defending the honor of Impact.
Oh, Guts and that. Don and the Elite make me consider leaving for snacks. It's close. Don Callis should stay off the mic for a while. That's all I'm saying. Because it's becoming go away heat for me.
For you, but for me, I just love it. It just makes me laugh during the whole time, really. Publicly says, I don't think there's many people tougher than Nick Gage. No, probably not.
Nope. I mean,
But in the end, Kenny Omega was able to retain because of interference from Don Callis, and then some thumbtacks into the eyes of Sami Callihan before some V-triggers via some thumbtacks in the mouth, and then a good old-fashioned one-winged angel for the 1, 2, 3!
thumbtacks may or may not have been involved.
And we thought that would be it. That would be the end. The
No,
Good Brothers come out.
the
They're all
match was
celebrating.
awesome, and then we're celebrating. They're celebrating. There's this, there's that. The lights go out. Lights go back on, and there's a Bullet Club logo on the Impact screen. Wait, what? What?
And who enters?
Enters the Impact Zone, but the current reigning and defending New Japan Pro Wrestling never open weight champion.
It's time to breathe with the Switchblade in his new era.
Hey everyone, I'm Switchblade Jay White. I'm so edgy, just like Daddy Gato says.
Look, Jay, don't, Shin, don't do the squirmy shit. That was a legit pop.
I know. I just haven't done it in a while.
Fair enough. He popped whatever crowd there was, folks. I don't know if the roof flew off, but some windows got goddamn broken.
And you may have heard some windows broken in my area because I was screeching.
This was like, wait, what? What? No fucking way.
I'm just glad
way.
that I was able to avoid the spoilers before watching this show because holy shit, that moment.
Yep.
I legit turned off the pay-per-view because I'm like, oh, great, here we go. All right, typical thing. And people start popping on Twitter. I'm like, wait, what? I turn it back on. There's Switchblade Jay White staring down Kenny Omega to close the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but then they cocked it up.
Yeah, no, they did. There was the idea was, okay, fade to black, and then off the air we go, and then out come Finn Juice to break things up to send the people home happy, to give them some action.
Yeah, they actually went off the air perfectly as planned.
They went off the air on time. The Finn Juice got sent out just a
No, he went out there. He went out there exactly as they wanted him to.
Didn't look like it.
They went off the air with Finn Juice attacking them to make, according to the sources, they did this on purpose to make people want to tune into Impact to find out what happened at the end of the pay-per-view.
That's a weird fucking ending.
Yeah, they wanted to give you a little cliffhanger. Like, oh, here's Joy, but who's that attacking them? What's going on here? What's all this now?
I just saw a body rush the ring, and then the clip went out. And then it just
exactly. They wanted to create that little bit of mystery.
Are you sure? Did you read what name your source?
Let's see. I saw it spread around by Solid Monster. He was one of the people that spread it around.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was one of the people that found that. I can't remember what link he put, but I remember him talking about it. So this basically went as planned.
I'll take your word for it.
Shame it didn't really work since about an hour later, the footage was leaked onto Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only so much you do when you have fan cams at ringside.
All right. You know what? I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I don't know about you guys.
Unfortunately, I could not watch the show up until the ending because babysitting.
Yeah, of course.
But I was able to catch the clips on Impact's YouTube channel, and what I saw, I liked. I'm going to give this a 4.1 out of 5.
And I'll give this show a 4 out of 5 as well. It was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And just lots of fun. Like, it gave me a bunch of happy moments. It kept a smile on my face essentially during the whole show. Not much more you can ask for, really.
No, sir. All right, now let's get on to the Sunday show. And we thought this was going to be a shit show. And you could smell some poop. But it was lingering. It wasn't the worst. Money in the Bank 2021 from, get this, the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. We had a crowd again. Good shit. Good fucking shit. Pre-show had the Usos defeating the Mysterios for the SmackDown tag titles in 11:25, so the bloodline is intact for now.
It's time to put me in a bad mood for a good part of the show because I'm like, oh, just going to reward Jimmy, huh? What a great message to send to the roster.
And the crazy part? The crazy part is it's not the first time he's won a tag belt after a DUI.
I know. It's just, once again, you guys have learned nothing. Jimmy has learned nothing because of this now.
Nope.
And this guy's problems are really only going to get worse because that's what happens with people who clearly have problems. If they don't get them solved, they get worse and worse and worse until it consumes them.
Or kill somebody.
WWE's become an enabler for Jimmy Uso now. And I fear for what's going to happen in the near future if he gets behind the wheel again.
Especially because they're touring now. They're going to be all over the country.
Yep.
Better watch out. If WWE's in your area, Jimmy Uso might be driving around.
And goddamn it, they're coming to Houston too.
I thought they were already in Houston.
No, they're in Fort Worth, and then I think they're in Dallas. I think tonight they are somewhere in Austin. Last time I checked. I know there's a few of you watching SmackDown. You could correct me on that, obviously, if you wish.
So for me, not the best way to start the evening's festivities.
No, I don't blame you. I didn't watch the pre-show, so I chose happiness, even if it's temporary. The show proper kicked off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. The ladies went first. Guts, are you saying X because I'm wrong? I know they were in Texas or somewhere in the vicinity.
As he's saying, X is going to give it to you.
Wait, X or Mr. X?
Yes. Anyway, so here's how this went. Money in the Bank ladder match. They did not give me the order of people in the matchup.
Let's see. I know there was Tamina, Natalia, Asuka, Naomi. Let's see here.
Master Guts was no. I was trying to do a skull emoji because Jimmy Uso.
Okay.
And Lil Karibo, speaking of the person who won, Lil Karibo called her the smartest ladder match contestant ever.
Well, I guess considering the fact that everyone was fighting amongst themselves, and she climbed over them to grab the briefcase, although it wasn't exactly executed the best way.
But it came out of nowhere, which I think that was part of the plan. Anyway, so they had a bunch of people, and Nikki ASH is Miss Money in the Bank.
Although one thing that got annoying was that they kept on calling her Nikki ASH, almost a superhero, over and over and over again. Just call her Nikki Ash. Call her Nikki Ash.
Yeah,
it's like a pimp named Slickback, but not as cool.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess that's part of the appeal, that she's not supposed to be cool, but her uncoolness makes her cool.
You talk about go away hate. That was giving me go away hate with the commentators. The fact they kept saying that over and over again.
Yeah. That was not cool. It's someone tell Vince to hop off the Red Bull again when it comes to that shit. But what did I say about Nikki Ash a few weeks ago?
Well, I'm glad
if an idea is stupid, but it works, it's not stupid.
I still didn't care for it.
She's women's champion now.
Yeah,
I think at that point
Like
you're legally obliged to care about 1% care about her.
Yeah, like that belt means anything anymore.
Is he wrong, T-Dub? Because I don't think he is.
Like, oh great, she's women's champion of a dead division.
Hey, look. A championship win is a championship win. If you're Nikki Cross, you're going, look.
That's not Nikki.
Take it. Fucking take it at that point.
That's not Nikki Cross.
I know, Nikki Ash, but who the fuck cares?
Yeah, now she can go on to have great feuds with Eva Marie.
Don't do that.
It's coming.
Don't jinx this. Don't jinx us. No, don't do it.
It's too late. Vince has already got the stuff in motion.
Wait, what?
Vince already has the plans in motion. The gears have been turning since she won.
How?
It's Vince.
I'm pretty sure the first feud is going to be Charlotte Flair because Charlotte can't let it the fuck go.
Either she drops the belt so that Charlotte can have her, what is this, 12th, 13th?
Yeah, she's officially recognized as an 11-time champion despite the fact that she has 2 NXT championships. So there's that. And there's another fuck you to NXT right there.
Who fucking cares? Either Charlotte or Eva Marie is going to pick that belt from her. Fuck it.
Like, I'm trying to be happy for Nikki Ash here. Look. In the grand, it's a dead belt, but I'm like, a championship is a championship, which she's got one more championship than Eva Marie. That should be something to be celebrated at the very least.
Wait for it.
Let us have this one moment of happiness, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Look, we're going to be legally. We just shot on WWE for 20 minutes because Karrion Kross. Let's give him benefit of the doubt here. Nikki Ash, not the worst Miss Money in the Bank ever, is what we're trying to say.
No.
Not the worst. Not the worst. AJ Styles and Omos, they defeated the Viking Raiders. In 12:55, AJ Styles and Omos are supposed to be the heels, but who cares? No, they're baby faces now at this point.
Well, if
Fun
the crowd
match,
is
though.
anything to, yeah, it's a pretty good match. If the crowd's got anything to say about it, yeah, AJ Styles and Omos definitely the baby faces. And I really was hoping the Viking Raiders would win because I want to see AJ Styles back in the singles division.
Look,
Yeah, AJ is already he's already a Grand Slam champion. He dropped the belts.
yeah, at this point, find someone to work with. He'll drop the belts. He'll be all right, cool, job done. What else is there?
The
Got something else?
The only options they have to drop the belts would be to RK Bro.
That's basically it at this point.
Yeah, at this point, makes sense. Bobby Lashley. He oh God.
Woo!
He beat the crap out of Kofi Kingston to retain the WWE Championship at 7:35. A lot of people not happy about this, but I say this. Him in storyline, it makes sense. Now, hear me out. Before Xavier Woods defeated Bobby Lashley was in do not give a fuck mode. But as you saw, as established at the end of the night at the Thunderdome, he went from don't give a fuck to fuck this fuck the next fucking fucker who snips in the ring with me.
I got no problem with this.
It sucks for Kofi, and
Yeah.
it's definitely not gonna help his chances to win another WWE title. Yes, and I should be upset for that, and I kind of am. Yes. But Bobby Lashley needed a win like that.
I'm just sad that Kofi has to constantly go through this. This is the second time he's had to get just destroyed in a title match
Yeah.
of this caliber, and just really kind of frustrating as a huge fan of his for so many years.
It is, and it absolutely is, but it's a case of it would not have mattered who the opponent was. He was getting destroyed in that same amount of time in the same fashion Kofi got destroyed in.
Kofi will never get the world title again, sad to say.
It's sad to say, and again, this situation was slightly unwarranted. It could have been anybody, and the same result would have been achieved. Kofi Kingston just happens to be the opponent that got that whooping. That's pretty much what it is. At least that's how I see it. And that's all I can say there. Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair defeated Rhea Ripley 1650. This almost won match of the night for me. They went from we want Becky chance to winning the crowd over in that 1650.
This
Crowd
was a
went
really
from
good
not
match.
giving a fuck to cheering both ladies. That is not insignificant.
Yeah, and this was a really good match, but the end result kind of soured it for me because
It
another
was.
Charlotte win. It feels like had Rhea won, they could have really elevated her
Yeah.
because they really haven't done much to elevate her because she just had this her title reign really is lackluster in the grand scheme of things because she won against Asuka in a pretty decent match.
Yep.
Then she got disqualified against Charlotte, and then Charlotte beats her in the rematch, and then that's basically it.
Yeah. And it's
Hard to
unfortunate for Rhea and actually in technicality for Flair because that soured the match. So that's why I say it's almost match of the night. But job done, though. They got the crowd back into it, which is not an easy thing. But again, it was helped because the crowd was there for it. But they almost lost the crowd at the very beginning, and they've got it back. So that is an accomplishment in itself.
I really didn't care for the match going in, and I already knew Charlotte was going to win, so I really didn't care.
There you go. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. They had a ton of people, including Shinsuke Nakamura and the like, and then Seth freaking Rollins. And Seth almost got away with it. And then the wrestling gods went, no. Big E, Mr. Money in the Bank.
I approve of this match and everything involved with it.
This was match of the night. And Kevin Owens in there bumping like a madman in that thing.
Yeah, Kevin Owens ended up going through a ladder.
Twice.
Yep.
Ow, fuck. That's pretty much what that match was. Ricochet had a scary looking spot.
Yeah, he had a pretty nice spot where he ended up going from the ladder, off the ropes, to the outside with ease.
And Matt Riddle with that face of, oh, fuck, what did I witness?
I believe he RKO'd about half the people in the match before getting stomped onto the ground by Mr. Rollins. Mr. Rollins. What? Seth Rollins. Come on. Rollins.
And I love how this transitions into the main event, and we'll get to that. But Seth, they're obviously building to a match where I'm like, I am okay with that being part of the SummerSlam package. But no, Big E wins it, and I am A-okay. Thumb is up there.
And one thing that I don't think anyone saw coming was the fact that Big E winning would create huge controversy.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Because earlier in the night, Miss Faye Jackson said that if Big E won, she would post a nude onto the timeline.
Oh, hashtag Faye trial. Oh, God. So this woman went, I will go full nude if Big E wins. Thinking she was one of those people that said, there's no way they're going to put there's no way they're going to push Big E. She has not been keeping up with the product. What can I blame her?
Keeping up. She's definitely been keeping up because she and Big E go back and forth with Barbs on the daily.
Oh. You have chosen poorly.
And thus, the trial of Faye Jackson happened Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The prosecutor, Mr. Shug D, defense attorney, Big Swole,
Nice.
the bailiff, Mr. AJ Gray, and the judge, Miss Tasha Steeles.
Oh, nice.
And in the end, the jury came back with a verdict of not guilty. And afterwards, D'Lo Brown gave a nice speech as it was being broadcasted via Twitter Space, and there's over 1,000 people listening in, including myself, including Ryan Satin, including Xavier Woods, including Cedric Alexander, including the Reality of Wrestling Twitter account.
No. Oh, God.
And when the Reality of Wrestling Twitter account joined in to listen in, the bailiff AJ Gary went, wait, is that Booker T listening in?
Oh.
He went, man, I got warrants. To which Sugar D went, what the fuck? You got warrants? What kind of bailiff is this? To which AJ Gray responded with, listen, you worry about your trial, I'll worry about mine.
Okay, I need to find this now.
Nope, it was not recorded.
Good luck.
Oh, no.
You had to be there. You had to be there. And then after all was said and done, D'Lo Brown gave this amazing impassioned speech saying that in the early 90s, when he saw Ron Simmons win the world title, he would have never, ever guessed that there would be a whole community of black wrestlers like this. And he gave this really impassioned speech about how great they were for putting this together and trending #1 in the United States and Canada that night.
Folks, it took one woman being a troll to get that level of attention.
Yep.
Goddamn when it works, wrestling is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I fucking love it. And that trial only had 3 days of build-up.
3 days. In 3 days, 1,000 people. Could you imagine if they stretched out a week?
Well, there's going to be one more trial, and this next one is going to be a PB Smooth.
What the fuck did he do?
I don't know, but we're guess we're going to find out.
Well, let's continue. We got about 30 minutes to go here. Oh, this one's gonna be a long one, but it's okay. It's my birthday, bitches.
Oh, today's your birthday?
No, tomorrow, 24th, but still.
Oh,
I was about to say Facebook lied to me.
I mean,
Wait, what do you mean
birthday.
Facebook Live? My birthday's tomorrow.
Exactly. It didn't tell me your birthday was today.
No. Facebook will tell you tomorrow. It might tell you at midnight, as a matter of fact. But yeah, I am off the entire week. I'm taking the week off. I haven't had a whole week off in too long, so I'm like, I'm taking advantage of it.
Do it.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done, like I'm drinking some orange soda right now, and a little later I'm gonna pop open a can of hard root beer. God damn it!
Do it.
Earned it. That being said, let's get back to business. Roman Reigns defending the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship against Edge. 33-10. These two had a war, and the prevailing opinion is maybe the war was a tad bit too long.
It may have been a bit too long, but it was still a really damn good match. And
It was still good. I get the complaint. I'm like, okay, maybe cut 5 minutes, but
My thinking too. 5 minutes.
5
6
minutes tops, because this was fine. This was a main event.
and they didn't lose the crowd at any
They
point, which
didn't
is
know.
good.
Crowd was in it.
And of course, the right man won. And I love the story they told where as soon as the ref got bumped, Roman's like, "Oh, you want to choke me with the iron bar?" Stomps a chair. I'm gonna choke you with this, bitch. So he tries to do it, but then Edge is like, "Reversal, bitch." He's like, "Wait, what?" And then he starts getting choked.
And of course, you got the visual tap out. And then Seth Rollins happens.
Super kick.
Super kick.
Super kick.
Super kick. And of course, he interfered again to produce the finish, which was Roman Reigns with the spear. 1, 2, 3. He retains, and from that, let's lay the cards down here. Because in the Money in the Bank ladder match, one thing we did not bring up was Drew McIntyre getting fucked over by Jinder Mahal and his boys. So this sets the following 3 of the 4 matches. Obviously, Edge versus Rollins. This is all for SummerSlam, by the way. So Edge versus Rollins. Hot damn. Bobby Lashley and the confirmed on Monday Night Raw Bill Goldberg, which I stayed fine, but Bobby Lashley gotta go over on Goldberg. God damn it.
Bobby Lashley has to kill Bill Goldberg.
Damn near kill him at that point. Yeah.
No, kill him. Like, just beat the soul out of him. And then when his soul is outside of his body, suplex his soul like 15 times.
He's not Brock Lesnar, but again, Bobby better, if I could talk, Bobby better go over at that point. Drew versus Jinder, and some of you folks, that's not a main event to us. You're goddamn right it is.
Of course it is.
Freaking two out of three man band explode. God damn it!
Only
That's
I.
the main event. And
Only
what about
I.
the? Go ahead. Sorry,
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was cutting off your Jinder Mahal reference there. Sorry. Well, yeah. So that's 3 out of the 4. What about the 4th? Well, Roman pick up the mic, and seeing as music hits, roof flies off. Holy shit! What a pop!
Yep.
John Cena shows up, stares down Roman Reigns and the Universal title. And at SummerSlam, Cena, Roman.
By the way, I just got informed of this clip via Twitter. I have to play this Roman promo. It's only 30 seconds.
Go for it.
Go for it.
The same music, the same entrance, the same run to the ring, the same outfit, the same promo, the same insults. If I wanted that, all I had to do was search online for 2005 John Cena. It's the same thing over and over and over. It's like missionary position every single.
Whoa, is that from SmackDown tonight? T-Dub, is that from SmackDown this evening?
Yes.
God damn this build-up. We're going against that shit for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, sweet.
Holy shit.
Roman's bringing his A
That's
game.
Lassie.
Roman's bringing his A game.
Roman is not... Are we sure we need Paul Heyman at this point?
Heyman's just there to carry the belt, really, at this
He's
juncture.
really there just in case, as a kickstand. He's there to be Paul Heyman in case of emergency, which we're not getting. Paul could be like, Paul could be excused, not fired, just excused. Like, go to the back and just let. My God, the Cena promos. Oh my God.
And JC says, side note, someone called Morrison and Rollins the two-man power drip. And I love
Oh, fuck.
That sounds like a Johnny Swinger VD. Yeah, bro, I got the two-man power drip.
Oh, God.
it. All right, so what do we rate this pay-per-view?
I
Shin?
was leading 3.5 to 4, like 3.75.
I was gonna give it a 3.5, but then Raw happened, which kind of took all the goodwill that came out of that show. So I'm just gonna give it like a 3.5. I mean, just three.
I can't put Raw into that because that happened before Raw. So I'm sitting between. I'm gonna go 3.75.
I'll just go
myself.
3.5.
Yeah. Yeah, but 3.5, fair. No shame on that game. All right.
All right, time to go into some news, and goddamn.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So the one that, of course, people are going to want us to talk about the most, Danielson and Punk to AEW, triple question marks?
All right. At the beginning of the week, he told me that. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Middle of the week, Sean Ross Sapp says, and takes an entire hour, or at least a good 10 minutes, explaining that he had his doubts, but he double-checked the shit out of the first one, which was CM Punk. And, yeah, it's all but confirmed. CM Punk to AEW. It's like, all but there are varying reports saying that there are negotiations, but they are good. He has all but signed the damn contract. It's only a matter of time where the ink is drying on the piece of paper.
And then on Wednesday night, BodySlam.net reported that Danielson had already signed a contract
Now,
with AEW.
First off, I believe Sean Ross Sapp on Punk more than the one guy who didn't want to do this double confirming with Bryan Danielson. Why? Because everyone's quoting the one guy.
Right.
I'm like, look, if you want to do over under 50% that either are true, I say over 50% Punk, under 50% with Bryan. But now, at the end of the week, fuck, I mean, at this point, you might as well believe both.
It's kind of insane, really, because a few months ago, we never would have thought this would actually happen. This is a fever dream. This is a pipe dream.
I would thought, okay, Bryan's got to take some time off and do a run in New Japan sans WWE. I don't think he's got to touch AEW because at this point he don't need the AEW money. He's set for life at this point. But no, he's signed. Look, I'm with Theezy when it comes to the belief of I will believe it when I see it. But when Punk is on his Instagram playing with a black background and Alan Parsons Project's Sirius playing in the background, fuck, either he's trolling or he is fake trolling or playing around. Look, when he's playing the song to the Chicago Bulls, you know, number 23, I would not be surprised if he shows up. Whenever that happens, roof flies off, all that stuff. And the first tweet he shows is literally, I'm back. That's it. And I will be in my bed or on the floor, spasming and mark out.
Shin, what do you make of this news?
I've been saying it for months that Tony Khan has had Punk in his back pocket, not signed or anything like that, but he definitely had his interests. Like I certainly believe Punk and Khan have been talking for like the last couple of months at least, and was just waiting for the right moment to do it. And I think he was probably waiting for Danielson to sign on the dotted line before he could do anything, because this news of Punk's talking with AEW happened the same day, almost the same time as Danielson.
Literally 8 hours apart, depending on who you believe.
That's no coincidence. I don't believe that was a coincidence. I think this was all carefully set up by Tony Khan. Not saying that he planned it this way exactly, but
the chips fell in the best way possible for him. Is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, he knew the chips were going to fall in his favor. He just made sure that they had the biggest jackpot available. So, but
when Punk is when Pro Wrestling Tees has a new Punk shirt, and WWE is pretty much telling 2K to okay, no more Daniel Bryan, he's done. What someone said it, I believe it was said off air. When there's smoke, there's fire.
That would be Shin.
Yep. There's smoke, there's fire, and right now the AEW locker room is looking hella smoky.
And it's going to be weird because this will be the first WWE video game without either Daniel Bryan or CM Punk since SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Obviously, Punk's been gone since I think WWE 13. But
Punk's last video game appearance was 2K15.
Okay, but still.
Hell, at this point we might almost had a complete reunion of that famous picture from over a decade ago.
Oh, fuck.
Because save for Kofi and Beth, everybody in that picture
everybody's gone or an AEW. Wow.
Cardona's in Impact, but he might as well be in AEW. Bryan's there. CM Punk's there. Seidel is there. Cody's there.
Yeah. And holy shit. Like, I was on a call with, for those wondering why I was not on Rift Zone, I was helping out the monk with the Men Who Stare at Sports Ball and the wrap up to the 2021 NHL season. And we talked about it at length for about half an hour about CM Punk and the possibility of Punk and Danielson making their way to AEW. I'm still skeptical at this point because you always hear these rumors, especially about Punk around this time because All Out and Chicago and all that stuff. And Punk has always been adamant at saying, no, I am done. He's been more than adamant, especially after the trial. He was flat out done. Now that I'm still of the I'll believe it when I see it and I will mark out when I see it. But now I'm like, gee, like I refuse to be. It's how I felt about the Habs at the beginning of the playoff run. I'm like, okay, they're gonna have their run. They're gonna get smoked in 4, and I'm like, all right, cool. Back to the drawing board. Let's fire Marc Bergevin, who is the GM of the Montreal Canadiens. And then they make it to the end of they're literally 3 wins away from the Stanley Cup. They make the finals. They win the Western Conference trophy, which is legit. The Clarence Campbell trophy for the Western Conference. The playoffs were weird this year. And they make it to the final. I'm all jazzed up, hyped up like hell. Right now, I'm in that phase going, there's no fucking way. But the minute he pops out, I'm going to be running around the house going, holy fuck. I don't know about you two, but.
You know what I think contributed to this?
I mean, besides Vince McMahon being an asshole?
More than that, because remember when we all heard Punk's podcast he did on Art of Wrestling. Everyone heard that.
Oh, yeah.
And he would just basically said he was burnt out. He was tired of just being on the road, being a wrestler. And I always used to do parallels between that podcast and John Moxley's podcast when he appeared on Talk Is Jericho.
It's a good coincidence, but it's true.
And he talked about how he was burnt out and how he just fell out of love with wrestling. But then AEW came around and he got to talking with them and he signed with them and he has never been happier.
Or better.
Or better. He has been doing the best matches of his career.
His best work, period.
Yeah. And I think, it's just me spitballing, but I think Tony Khan actually has been talking to Punk since AEW was first announced. And I think Punk just waited. He wanted to see just what AEW could do. We're like 2 years in, and right now AEW's on fucking fire. They're hitting on all cylinders. And I think this year pretty much cemented what Punk was going to do. It pretty much cemented that he was going to sign with them because he found he can see a place that's successful, that it treats its wrestlers right, and gives them the freedom to just do what they want, but not overwork them. He probably wanted this. And Danielson's signing, that might have been the cherry on top of this Sunday. So I think that's just my theory on it. Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. I don't care.
Yeah, at this point, your opinion is as good as anybody's on this earth right now.
Yeah.
All right. So one thing that I know will make us happy is a match
you never talked about your opinion on this thing, by the way.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope that's true because Punk and Bryan are some of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and it'll be nice to finally see CM Punk wrestle once again.
See, it may not be much, but I still value your opinion, dude. You're a show too. You can talk. You're not just a troll. You do know that, right?
Yeah, I know, but I felt like you guys said all there was to need to be said about this topic. Really?
Hey, like I said, everyone's opinion counts here. You know that. All right, I'll let you continue. You didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to get your 2 cents in.
One thing that I know you guys are going to want to get your 2 cents in is the upcoming NXT UK match, which was originally for NXT UK, but they moved it. They delayed it due to Walter's injury, and it is now going to be taking place at NXT TakeOver 36 the day after SummerSlam. Walter, with all caps, taking on Ilya Dragunov for the NXT UK Championship.
Look, we're not supposed to care about NXT, but that's a smart fucking move.
I don't care about NXT, but god damn it, I will watch this match.
Because it's Walter and Dragunov.
They're going to beat 7 levels of piss out of each other.
I saw their match last year. I heard people talking about it. I watched it for myself, and god damn.
The one thing that was missing from that match was a live goddamn crowd.
Yeah.
And we're about to get... Folks, forget the storyline, the political bullshit, and everything else. Top 2 for TakeOver. And we're going to spoil NXT, but as we've previously mentioned, we don't care. Joe Cross, which that's a Haas match right there.
Yeah.
Dragunov, Walter 2. That's your top 2 matches.
Yeah.
It almost feels like this could be the match where Dragunov wins the title because he's basically been groomed for this position.
All but at this point, yeah.
And he is if he does, he might become the biggest champion in the company. Might even rival Roman Reigns because he's taken down the most dominant force in the entire fucking company, bar none.
And Rinko wants to know, what theme will Punk come out with? Most likely Colt's personality, although I would love to see him go back to Miseria Cantare.
You know, it's funny, Monk brought that up last night too. I said, obviously the connoisseur's choice will be Miseria Cantare, but everyone knows Punk by Cult of Personality.
The thing that I love about Miseria Cantare is the fact that it's such a good crowd song for the...
Hey, you know what? Here's what I would do. If I'm TK, get Cult of Personality for however long you need it. And then when Punk pulls the trigger, go to Miseria Cantare. Porque los dos.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked up the thing, but you get the idea. You know, why not both? You know, get Cult of Personality for the pop. I think at that point, everyone knows Punk by Either this fire burns and cult of personality. That's the surefire pop.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to get some hardcores, and the minute you hear Missouri Contare, the connoisseurs are going to go, nice.
Love him or hate him, nobody's had an impact on modern day wrestling bigger impact on modern day wrestling than CM Punk.
And he's still got a shot at it too. If this turns out to be true, he's still got a shot to warp the business even more.
Especially in AEW.
And speaking of AEW, their newest confirmed signee, that is not a rumor whatsoever, made official after buying out her NWA contract, is Thunder Rosa.
Guts says, well, people are more hype about BD and CMP. Hey, this is still rumor. Here's some solid fucking fact. Thunder Rosa, officially part of the official AEW official women's roster officially. Good fucking move. And buying out the contract? Why the fuck not?
It can't have been much because NWA, unfortunately, not paying the wrestlers that much money. That is, if what's his name, Zicky Dice is to be believed in his interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And God said, and she got signed on her birthday. Well, there you go.
Happy birthday to you, Rosa.
Hell yeah. That's a birthday gift right there.
And I believe that she will be the person that dethrones Britt Baker sometime down the road.
To quote Jack Baker from Resident Evil 7, "Welcome to the family, girl."
Yeah.
Welcome to the family, Punch.
That's how everyone who joins AEW should be welcomed.
Jack Baker?
Just by Jack Baker punching him in the face.
Well, but who plays Jack Baker though?
Not sure.
I don't know, but I just want that.
He has quite the scene chewer, that guy.
True. It's very true.
Let's see. We also start off the evening. We talked about it. Jericho defeating Shawn Spears in quite a good match. And MJF, as the quote you guys heard earlier in the evening, introduced Jericho's next opponent in a no-rules match, Nick fucking Gage.
Roof flew off. And obviously they can't afford Metallica, which is why I played the 8-bit version here, but
yep.
Dude. Painmaker. I mean, I should preface a reaction interview with Alex Marvez. He talks to Jericho, and Jericho's back to the camera. He's got a spiky jacket, his old school spiky jacket, which there's clue number one. Jericho goes, I need to go to a different place, man. If I am to face him, so you know what? I'm bringing him back. He turns around. Painmaker Jericho, makeup and all.
The same guy who fucked up Tanahashi, Naito, and Okada. Painmaker is no joke.
Indeed, and it should be one hell of a brawl.
All I'm gonna say is this: nobody's safe next week.
Indeed.
Somewhere backstage, Eddie and Mox's nipples just got really hard.
Speaking of people speaking of a segment that I'm sure made someone's nipples hard, Andrade made his way to the ring and introduced his new manager, Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Roof flies off again. Obviously, they wanted to replace Vicky with someone else, and, well, Chavo's not doing a thing, so why not?
Texas's own Chavo Guerrero Jr.
He got a pop, and obviously the idea is Andrade could speak some English, but Chavo can help out with the promo cutting, so the thumb is up there.
Yep, and they're now going to be feuding with Death Triangle.
Another thumb up.
And I can't wait to see what happens, because I have a feeling that Andrade is going to have a few people in his corner to back him up against Death Triangle. Just can't wait to see who it is.
My prediction: Penta and Phoenix join Andrade, and they form LI AEW.
Los Ingobernables Elite.
Ooh, oh.
Better.
And you know what that is? That's a lie. Get it? Because the initials?
Oh.
I get it.
Okay, that's WWE levels of bad. That's Vince Russo bad.
That's exactly what they'll be. They'll be L-I-E. L-I-E.
You thought we were staying with you, Pac? Well,
I lied.
I lied.
One thing that was not a lie was how good the Darby versus Yuta match was.
Wheeler Yuta, I don't know what they're doing with Wheeler, but fucking hey.
I've got my eyes on Wheeler Yuta from when I saw him last week, and I'm like, this kid is something. Like, he's got that smoothness and that just smooth technical proficiency. I see a little bit of ZSJ in him, just a little bit.
Of course, the one thing people are talking about this match is the Sting and Orange Cassidy brawl.
Yeah,
of
course, the match itself was good, but the spot of the night, the spot of the fucking week, and no violence, no nothing. Sting initiating the mother of all kickoffs.
Yep, Sting and Orange Cassidy exchange weak kicks. That ends up.
Yay!
That ends up climaxing with Sting doing his signature sort of King Kong chest beating, but in the weakest way possible.
In the Orange Cassidy way.
And as this is going on, Darby's just watching this going, what the fuck is going on?
Pure memedom, Mr. Darby Allin. Pure memedom.
Sting should have topped it off with saying, "I guess it's showtime." Whatever.
Half cupped it's like we were talking about it before the show. Half cup his mouth. Whoa. And the crowd would have wooed like it was like the loudest woo ever, but who cares? Oh, I can only imagine the difficulty of both men trying not to corpse.
And Wheeler Yuta tried to use this opportunity to get a few roll-ups in, but could not get the job done. Darby Allin takes advantage, takes him out, hits the coffin drop. 1, 2, 3.
Great fucking match. Great
Indeed.
fucking match.
Short, sweet, to the point, and very memorable. And, of course, one match was also quite good was Britt Baker defending her women's world title against Nyla Rose.
Almost lost it in a spot where the referee almost counted a 3 by accident, but they got it back, and that was a great match.
Interesting to note is the fact the referee only counted 2, but the crowd interpreted him going down for to make sure the shoulders were down as a 1 count.
Oops.
Crowd was getting a little ahead of themselves.
I wasn't feeling this match. Not terrible, as just I wasn't feeling it.
Crowd was, though. At the end of it, the crowd was feeling, though.
The crowd. That double Eddie spot.
Oh, that was fantastic. I always love a good Eddie Guerrero spot. Just, Rebel ended up distracting the referee, hands the title to Britt Baker. She throws the title at Nyla Rose, falls down, and then Vicky Guerrero starts distracting the referee. Nyla Rose sees this, takes advantage, throws the belts to Britt Baker, and Nyla Rose starts getting on the ground like, no, don't hit me, don't hit me. Referee sees this. Britt Baker's like, oh, fuck. And there's one moment that was really nice is when Nyla Rose ended up hitting a beast bomb. I'm like, oh, fuck, are they going to do a title change? And she kicks out the last second. I'm like, holy shit.
That was a beautiful kick out by Britt.
Yeah.
But in the end, Britt Baker locks in the lockjaw, tap out. Nice victory. Nice, solid victory.
Indeed. Still too early to take that belt off Britt Baker. She's too hot.
In more ways than one, of course.
As Chugs would say, a lot of respect. A lot of respect.
And one person who's definitely not getting any respect from the Elite is the Elite Hunter Kaz after he lost a match to Big Daddy Dangley himself, Lieutenant Dangley, if you will, Doc Gallows.
So they're in Cleveland, Ohio, was SmackDown tonight. And apparently next in line before Cena, Finn Balor.
It's going to be a good match.
No, yeah. Too early, though.
Yeah.
One thing that was not early was the Elite beating down Kaz, with Hangman and the Dark Order eventually making the save.
So they had to save the Cyber Ninja.
Kaz is a cyber ninja?
Yeah, he's the Cyber Ninja from Metal Gear.
Isn't that what the fuck's his name?
Just stick with me here. What's Kaz's nickname now?
The Elite Hunter.
Yep.
And what's German for hunter?
Gunther? Gunther? Is it Gunther?
Yeah. Jaeger.
Ah.
And what's Kaz's first name?
Frankie.
So yeah, he is Frankie Yeager, as in Gray Fox, as in the Cyber Ninja from Metal Gear Solid.
God damn it!
Wow.
That was a leap.
I'm amazed you haven't cramped up on that stretch.
It worked.
Oh, I've gone cross-eyed now.
Wow. Folks, that's how you know you're listening to a podcast with nerds on them. That's how you know we are geeks and we ain't afraid to show it off.
One person who's also had no fear whatsoever, cero miedo, if you will, was Lance Archer and Moxley, as they had one hell of a Texas death match for the IWGP US Heavyweight title with Hikuleo in the crowd watching on.
Ow. Fuck.
As these two, yes, they beat each other from pillar to post, with the final spot being Archer throwing Moxley into a barbed wire board on the outside of the ring.
No. Barbed wire board set up on 2 tables outside the fucking ring. Ow, fuck.
And predictably, Moxley was both too hurt and too stuck to the barbed wire to answer the referee's 10 count, thus giving Archer a much-needed victory.
Yep. And after the match, Moxley got up, showed him respect, picked up the belt, and handed it to Lance.
That was off the air. The thing that ended the show was Hikuleo giving him a stare down, and that was it. But he's wearing Bullet Club colors.
And this was triply good for Lance Archer. He won back the United States title in his hometown on his birthday.
Yep. And for those who don't know, yes, he is from Dallas, and he loves Dallas so much that his original wrestling name was Dallas.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of that joke that MJF told on commentary that night.
Oh, yeah. What do you call an attractive girl in Dallas?
A tourist.
And he's not wrong.
I've heard good reports from people who are in Dallas for WrestleMania that they saw many attractive women there that weekend.
Tourists.
Yeah. Could they all be tourists? Could at least some of them be local to the area? Come on now.
No.
Not even the women in Dallas. The soap opera Dallas.
Nevertheless, yes, we're setting up Hikuleo and Archer next week, wasting no time. They're making this U.S. title their TV title, for fuck's sakes.
Which is fucking weird because the TV title's technically the TNT title, which will be defended next week as well, mind you, but still.
Yeah, because this would be 3 matches, 3 weeks in a row of U.S. title matches. I think AEW is definitely getting their proverbial money's worth out of this partnership with New Japan.
Yep. I think they finally got the go-ahead to go buck wild.
No kidding.
Because, good Lord.
And, of course...
by the way, he's from Hearn, Texas, which is close enough. Who cares, Guts? At that point.
I know, but Lance Archer's, as far as I know, has always been billed from Dallas.
He's billed from Hearn, Texas.
Oh. Because one was Dallas. Nevertheless.
It was Hearn. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, Alpha, respect given. Tony Khan calls Dark and Dark Elevation their version of the Performance Center as a dig to WWE.
Yeah, he says, we don't have a Performance Center. All we have is Dark and Dark Elevation.
Good fucking shit.
Yeah, and basically what they do is they listen to the reactions of the wrestlers on the show, and they're like, okay, this person's starting to get a good reaction. They're starting to put on good matches. Let's see how they do on the Dynamite. Oh, there is one bad statistic that someone put out on Twitter that I didn't notice until now. A lot of their top women have not wrestled a match on Dynamite since like April or May.
That needs to change.
I've noticed that. Hopefully that'll change with Thunder Rosa.
Indeed, because, Hikaru Shida hasn't wrestled a match since she lost her title. Trying to think of some other women that point out.
Haven't seen Red Velvet in a while.
Velvet, Big Swole.
Big Swole, yeah.
Cargill.
That needs to change.
Yeah, they need to get some more matches with some more of these women to get them accommodated to the big arena crowd. So that way, people watch Dynamite each week. They eventually know these stars because they have so much potential.
They got the pieces now. They just need to mix it up and bake it real good.
Pretty much.
And speaking of good pieces that bake real good, we got a bit of Old Bay seasoning to go on along with Jay White, as he's going to be apparently feuding with the Elite on Impact.
Yeah, so Jay White shows up, cuts promos. Chris Bay's pissed off he lost the X Division Championship match, so he's in the locker room, and there's a little T-shirt, and it says Bullet Club on it, and it's for Chris Bay. Chris Bay and Bullet Club.
I'd like to see that.
I have a name for Chris Bay and Jay White as a tag team now.
What's that?
I saw it on Facebook. It's corny.
I call them the Beyblades.
Yes!
And their catchphrase, well, it looks like me and Chris Bay are gonna let it rip.
It's cheesy. I should hate it, but god damn it. I can't help but applaud that. That's a fucking running gag right there.
Also, who would have thought that the Bullet Club Civil War would be broadcasted on Impact of all places?
For now.
You think that after Kenny loses the title to Hangman, they'll carry it over to AEW?
It's only a matter of time till it spills over. Kenny's in both companies. It's only a matter of time.
Yep.
You know, this is also only a matter of time. The release of a video game that I've been waiting for so many years.
What?
Action Arcade Wrestling, the new game from whatever studio, I can't remember it, but Action Arcade Wrestling is finally coming to console, PS4, Xbox One, August 10th, with cross-platform community creations.
Nice.
It's already been out on Steam for a few years now, which means there's already going to be a ton of stuff to download once the game is released on consoles.
You are very much looking forward to that, bud.
Yeah, I played the first two Action Arcade Wrestling games back in the day on the 360. That's how long it's been in release between 2 and this game. And the main developer, Dave Horn, is a super awesome dude. I've had only positive interactions with him, and I'm very much looking forward to this. So even though it doesn't have the Chikara license anymore, you're still going to essentially be able to use it in a weird way thanks to the community creation stuffs.
Yeah, they were licensed with Chikara. Yeah, and obviously that is no more because, well, shit hit the fan.
Indeed. But I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Chikara themed arenas and, of course, tons of wrestlers for you to download. I mean, Smack Talk's already showcased like some of the wrestlers that you can download that people have already created, and there's so goddamn many. I can't wait. Hopefully the gameplay is fun enough to go along with all that stuff as well. And that's all the news I have this week, unless either of you guys have something you'd like to share as well.
I only got one bit of news.
Go ahead.
Announced it on last night, but if you wasn't there for it, Kiera Hogan said on her OnlyFans account that after these last few tapings, she will be leaving Impact Wrestling.
Oh, no.
Yep, she pretty much said that while she enjoyed her time in Impact, she wants to branch out and seek other avenues of opportunity in the world of professional wrestling.
Hopefully she heads to AEW and not WWE, because I don't know, I'm hoping the best for her. I really am, because she has a lot of talent.
Yep.
And by the way, the joke with the black women thing on AEW on Impact, can we drop it now, or at least bring it back into the fold? Well, I get the feeling we're supposed to be doing that, like with things starting to wrap up.
Well, and once she's finished her tapings, I will officially retire it.
All right. We got to do it. We got to do it with. We got to bring it. We got to do it in kayfabe. Do it right though.
Yeah.
And
by the way,
Jason
Guts, I have it up. Don't worry, I'll bring it up. We'll get to that.
And JC says The Rock is due to appear at Survivor Series.
Yeah. That's what we heard, but again, it's still rumor until it happens.
It's been a rumor for I'd say the past month, really. So I guess we'll see what that happen when it happens.
And for those wondering what Guts brought up, this was announced on AEW's Instagram and social media platforms. Coming to Celebrity Family Feud, so with the Steve Harvey and all that stuff, it's basically it's Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman. And he's got a few people, including Drew Carey, as part of his team, by the way. And they're taking on former WCW Heavyweight Champion of the World, David Arquette. And there's a picture of him and the belt's on his lectern, by the way, on his podium. His team consists of, I believe, RJ City, Dalton Castle, Professional, Pretty Peter Avalon, and Jack, a.k.a. Jungle Boy.
Jungle Jack, if you will.
Yeah.
So AEW on ABC.
Unfortunately, Pee Wee's going to get beaten because that team is just too pretty.
Yeah.
Especially with Peter Avalon on there. He's going to beat him up and make him pretty.
And Jungle Boy, because, of course, he inherited his dad's good looks.
Of course.
He basically has his dad's face.
He basically does. But yeah, the Jungle Boy, Pretty Peter Avalon, and Dalton Castle of Ring of Honor fame. And by the way, in that picture, he's looking good, looking in decent shape. I don't think he's been on ROH for a while, so it's good. It'll be good to see him. That's on this Sunday on the 25th. So there's that. Sunday. Steve Harvey is gonna make some funny jokes. Legit, Steve Hardy's a funny dude. Was there anything else?
Nope, I'm done.
Let's do winners and losers, everybody.
D-Cell Battery Award goes to who else? Who the fuck else? WWE for basically killing NXT. You destroy Karrion Kross for just petty damn reasons. Killed all of his mystique. I have no confidence in him beating Joe when they get to take over next time, and destroying Keith Lee's return in his own home state to push Goldberg. So, ugh. As for my other losers, Charlotte Flair for her next world title, title reign, which didn't even last a fucking day. NXT for just not doing it for me because I had to cut it off because you know the reasons why. And I was gonna leave it there, but I'm gonna today Games Workshop. For those who don't know, Games Workshop are the ones who put out the Warhammer 40K series. And the reason why I put them on my losers list is because it was recently announced that Games Workshop will be cracking down on all fan animations on YouTube, meaning pretty much this might impact one of my favorite YouTube series going on, the Text-to-Speech Emperor. And if that impacts it, then Games Workshop, this is not how you build a fan base.
You're fucked.
No, this is literally the opposite. I can't think of anyone else doing this.
Well, folks, I think it's time for Captain Blunt. You're fucked.
They even said it in their new guidelines. They said that if you want to create some projects, you have to do it with our blessing.
That just seems egotistical.
Yeah, it is. That's stupid. It's really stupid.
We need to get Mildred Monk on that.
Yeah, he's the biggest Warhammer fan we have around here.
Yeah.
Because whenever we ask, is that enough DACA? He says, no, more DACA. Every time.
More DACA. Needs more guns.
Always needs more DACA. There will never be enough DACA.
T-Dub?
I'm just going to keep it sweet and simple. WWE, they know what they did.
Yeah. WWE specifically Monday Night Raw for fucking everything up. Karrion Kross because that poor bastard. Just that poor bastard. And NXT because of Vince McMahon, they are officially fucked. Let's do winners.
Winners, that's pretty easy. AEW, not just for putting out another banger show, but for doing the impossible, it seems. Potentially getting both Bryan Danielson and CM Punk to sign up with them, which is going to open up a lot of goddamn doors. Impact Wrestling for just hitting on all cylinders, getting their crowd back, and just Solid week from Impact, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do next week with the Good Brothers versus the Beyblades. Let it rip.
Oh, at this point, I think, yeah. Tito.
And of course,
sorry. Go ahead.
And of course, big winner, Big E. Finally, it looks like he's finally going to get that shot at the world title that he's always deserved, and he is going to cash in and get that belt on SummerSlam. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I think that after the Goldberg-Lashley match, which Lashley should win, he should win. Big E should cash in on Bobo Lasho and give him the good old pin-o for the win-o.
And the WWE Championship, oh. I should just
Guarantee
said
you
title,
the roof will fly off if that happens.
Oh. Go ahead, D-Dub.
All right, my winners this week is everyone who participated in the trial of Faye Jackson. Just because it was a sort of impromptu thing, they ran with it, everyone loved it, and it trended number one in the U.S. and even Canada somehow.
Wrestling, everybody.
Those are my winners this week.
All right, well, I got you guys were light. I went heavy. Impact Wrestling Slammiversary was an awesome show, and they needed an awesome show with a crowd. I'm going to give a winner to WWE for Money in the Bank, and only Money in the Bank, because they needed a win like that. They've been sucking for too long, so even a broken clock is right twice a day. So, credit where credit's due here. Nikki Ash, the former Nikki Cross, Ms. Money in the Bank, and now women's champion. Say what you will about the division and how dead it is, how fucked it is. A championship win is a championship win. In hockey, a goal is a goal, especially in playoff, especially if it gets you the Stanley Cup. Nikki Cross, what is her real name? But Nikki Ash will have that accolade. It's in the record books. She won a thing. That's a winner. Obviously, Big E. Crowd pop for that, and deservedly so. He's earned it. Orange Cassidy and Sting for almost breaking the internet. Though I think after the last few days before that, I think at that point they were like, okay, the internet has been fortified. It has been tested, but fortified. National Wrestling Alliance, Empower is a big deal with Mickie James and Deonna Purrazzo. That's going to be an awesome pay-per-view. And for letting Thunder Rosa go, because she's obviously they could have just said no, you're staying with NWA till the end of the year. Billy Corgan's a winner for that.
Also a winner to one of the newest people announced for NWA Empower, Auntie Jamie herself, Jamie Senegal.
Oh, that's a good pickup. That's a good pickup for that pay-per-view. Nicola Glenn Cross. She is Nikki Cross. That's legit. Okay, there you go.
Not to me.
Hey, dude, it's the fucking wiki. It's on our legal ID.
Call her whatever you will. Nikki Cross is still sucks somewhere in NXT.
Anyway. And obviously, All Elite Wrestling, again, with the banger episode of next week. Jesus Christ. There's going to be hype on hype on hype until All Out. That being said, boys, that was a good show. Shall we wrap it up and do the thing that we usually do?
Yep.
Go ahead, Shen.
Cheap plug time. After taking a week off due to a death in the family, I've returned with more Warmer Horde lore videos. This week, Testament of Menov. Cop that shit. It's a good episode. And you can find it, of course, on my YouTube channel, Maxicorn. Easy enough. Hit me up on Twitter. It's #Shintigercurl. PayPal.com/Shintigercurl in case you want to help out with some financial stuff. Purchased my book on Amazon, New World, Greg Haynes, and I said this on last night's episode. I'll say it here. Sometime in the near future, probably in a week or so, I will be doing a live reading of my book on probably either YouTube or Twitch. I'll have to see how the polls go. So get a copy and read along with me. Find out how to pronounce the names in there. Find out what everybody's supposed to sound like. And watch as I try to make my book come alive for all you fan readers. I know T-Dub has a copy of my book. I'm not sure if you have a copy, Matty.
New World Greg Haynes. I have a digital Kindle version.
Good. You can read along with me. I know for certain a certain rogue who is of the crimson color has a copy of my book, and I hope it pops in there. So I'll make sure to stick on Twitter to let you know when and where I'll be doing the stream.
T-Dub?
Of course, I have my new video currently on YouTube where I talk about the state of the Cruiserweight division. Of course, this video was recorded back in June before all the cuts made to it, so it's not looking even better now. So
how did that age, T-Dub? Oh, God.
Oh, man. But still hopefully an entertaining video to watch. Nevertheless, of course, if you want to see any of my videos early before anyone else, patreon.com/TWKReviews. That's patreon.com/TWKReviews.
Of course, I am on Twitter at MattyG316. Everyone else at TWKOfficial and at Shintigercurl. I am on TikTok at MattyJWC. If you want to give us, of course, patreon.com/TWKReviews, as mentioned, for early videos and all the like. And of course, Shin's book, he's already plugged. Of course, my tip jar, PayPal.me/MattyJ316. Donations are optional, but always appreciated. And especially tomorrow because it's my birthday. So right there, PayPal.me/MattyJ316. If you have emails, questions, all that stuff, we might do a Q&A eventually. This week was not the week for it, but hey, if we ever do a Q&A, the Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com. If it pops up, I'll read it. If you got a question, sure, we'll bring it the fuck up. Of course, merch, Discord link is in the Twitch description, and of course in the chat as well, and all of that good stuff. And we don't have a Toku Riffs because the Shades is at MetroCon. If you want to go, MetroCon in Tampa, Florida, right near the Amalie Arena, where the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup. But yeah, they're there. If you are there, I know Slick Rick is, I believe, will be there. So if you're able and are double vaxxed and all that good stuff, and pledge to keep it safe, say hi to the Shades. Tell them the Wrestle-Cast sent you. And of course, I will be back with Toku Riffs next Sunday, of course. But I'm off. I am off next week. We're off this weekend. Hell, I'm off all week this week. Hell yeah. That's going to do. Of course, we're going to be back on Friday. Don't worry. We're still doing the Wrestle-Cast, folks. And I'm still doing the Impact thing and all that stuff. That's not going away. That's fun shit. I like fun shit. That being said, we thank you very much for tuning in and saying hi to us as always. On behalf of everybody, including Shintigercurl.
Swing down, swing low, let it rip, Beyblades.
We're making Beyblade jokes in 2021. God help us. And of course, my good buddy TWK.
This is TWK telling you this is Wrestle-Cast for life.
Damn right. My name's Matty J. Reminding you to help professional wrestling support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Bye, everybody. Bye, to sweet me back.
Ladies and gentlemen, labor